It was a simple video clip. Nothing dramatic, no explosive choreography, no world tour announcement. And yet, on August 11th, 2025, Kim Taehyung, better known to millions as V of BTS, managed to shake the internet with something so ordinary, so human, that ARMY couldn't look away: the contents of his bag. Filmed for a collaboration with W Korea, the feature wasn't meant to be more than a lifestyle peek. But in the world of BTS, every small gesture becomes a cultural event. The way Taehyung unzipped his bag, carefully placing items on the table, felt like he was opening the door to his private world, a world ARMY had been waiting to see since his military discharge. Why does this feel more intimate than a love letter? One fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter. Another admitted, seeing his perfume and melatonin feels like he's letting us into his daily routine. This isn't an idol moment. This is Taehyung, the person. And in that moment, the mystery of V's bag became more than a bag. It became a story. The bag itself was already iconic. Dubbed by Taehyung as his smile bag, it wasn't just another designer accessory. Fans know Taehyung's relationship with fashion runs deep. He's been the face of Celine, adorned the covers of countless magazines, and even walked into Fashion Week as a head-turner. But the bag wasn't about labels or luxury. "It's the smile bag," V said, with that signature soft chuckle, explaining why he named it so. He didn't overthink the explanation. For him, the name was whimsical, childlike, simple. But for ARMY, it was poetry. Because when V smiles, the world notices. His smile has trended worldwide, been dissected in fan edits, and even written into songs. So when the bag that carries his essentials was called a smile bag, fans believed it was a metaphor, a little pocket of joy he carries everywhere. Was it intentional? Probably not, but with Taehyung, every small detail is layered with meaning, whether he admits it or not. Out came the first object, a bottle of perfume. Perfume is one of those intimate items that says more about a person than words ever could. V has always been associated with elegance, mystery, and warmth. Over the years, fans have speculated about the scents he wears, from luxury brands to niche finds. But this moment was different. Holding the perfume bottle casually, V didn't name the brand. He didn't have to. The point wasn't about flexing a label. It was about showing that scent matters to him. To carry perfume in a daily bag is to say, I want to leave a memory behind wherever I go. Fans immediately lit up social media. Perfume makes sense. V's unforgettable. Of course he'd carry something that lingers in the air. Now I wonder, what does Taehyung smell like? Sweet? Woody? Floral? I need answers. The mystery only grew, and that's the genius of V. He gives just enough to spark obsession, but never enough to satisfy curiosity fully. Then came the curveball. Melatonin. Not skincare, not an extra phone charger, not even a diary, but melatonin, the natural sleep supplement. For a superstar idol whose life is defined by flashing lights, restless travel schedules, and adrenaline-pumping performances, sleep has always been a luxury. By showing melatonin, V was telling the world something quietly profound. Even the brightest stars need help resting. Fans were quick to empathize. He's just like us. He struggles with sleep too. It breaks my heart. Is he okay? Does he have insomnia? Does he carry melatonin everywhere? It's comforting to know he takes care of himself, but also worrying that he needs to. The revelation turned into a conversation about idol health, mental well-being, and the pressures of the entertainment world. For once, ARMY wasn't just talking about V's beauty. They were talking about his humanity. And maybe that was the whole point. Next, he pulled out his iPad and headphones. For any other celebrity, these would be ordinary tech gadgets. But for Taehyung, they were tools of art. Fans know he loves sketching, curating playlists, and jotting down lyrics on the go. His iPad is more than just a screen, it's a portable canvas. The headphones, a direct portal into his mind. Fans instantly imagined him sitting by a cafe window in Paris, hoodie up, lost in jazz or classical melodies. Others speculated he might be carrying unreleased BTS demos, sketching out future projects quietly while the world waits. One ARMY put it best, that iPad isn't just his gadget, it's probably holding songs that could change music history. Then came the glasses, not just fashion glasses, real ones. V has always been celebrated as a fashion icon, someone who can turn a simple frame into a runway statement. But these weren't props. They were functional, practical. They reminded fans that behind the perfect visuals and stage charisma lies someone who, like many, needs glasses to read, work, or rest his eyes. It was another reminder that Taehyung isn't untouchable. He's human. And sometimes it's the ordinary items, the glasses, the melatonin, that leave the deepest mark on fans' hearts. The moment the video dropped, ARMY turned social media into a digital frenzy. Hashtags like Taehyung's bag, smile bag, and V Everyday Essentials trended across platforms. Some fans made aesthetic collages of the items, while others recreated his bag setup in real life. Perfume sales surged after ARMY detectives tried to identify the brand V was using. Meanwhile, memes flooded timelines. Jokes about melatonin becoming the new must-have K-pop idol item. But beneath the laughter and memes, there was something tender. Fans felt closer to him, almost as if he'd invited them to sit beside him, unzip his bag, and share in the simplicity of his day. For a fandom that has waited through the long years of BTS's military enlistments, such moments feel like gold. Small gestures become huge gifts. And Taehyung's bag, it was the most precious present of August 2025. For years, Taehyung has been known as the most enigmatic member of BTS. He's present, yet elusive. He shares with fans, but only in fragments. When he speaks, it often feels like poetry, half answers wrapped in riddles. That's why this bag reveal was not just about objects, it was about identity. The perfume bottle, the melatonin, the iPad, these were not just tools of daily life. They were puzzle pieces of who Taehyung is when he is not on stage. The world knows V, the performer, the visual king, the baritone voice that makes stadiums tremble. But this bag belonged to Taehyung, the man. And ARMY couldn't help but ask, is this the closest we'll ever get to knowing him? This wasn't the first time Taehyung's everyday objects had become a global topic. In past live streams, he's casually shown items in his room, a favorite book, his dog Yuntan's toys, even little doodles he made while bored. Each of those moments turned into viral fan discussions. In 2019, when Taehyung once held up a tiny notebook on VLive, ARMY speculated endlessly about what he might have written in it. In 2021, when he wore a certain brand of cologne, the product sold out worldwide within hours. The bag reveal in 2025 continues that tradition, except this time it feels even more intimate because after 2 years of military service, every small glimpse into Taehyung's private life carries triple the weight. It's not just curiosity, it's longing fulfilled. When we study the contents of V's bag, we see reflections of his present reality. Perfume, a reminder of his elegance and need to express himself through senses. Melatonin, evidence of exhaustion, recovery, and the fight for balance after years of relentless schedules. iPad and headphones, the mark of a creator, someone who is always sketching, dreaming, or composing. Glasses, a quiet symbol of vulnerability, a detail that makes him relatable. In short, the bag tells us Taehyung is not just a superstar. He is a man in transition, a man stepping out of the military shadow into a new chapter of artistry. And perhaps that's why fans are clinging to this video. It's a symbolic reset button on his public life. The ARMY fandom is no stranger to waiting. They've waited through scandals, postponements, and enlistments. They've waited through endless nights without live streams, refreshing Weavers in hope of a new photo. So when Taehyung's bag video appeared, it was consumed like water in a desert. Fans dissected the angle of the shot, the tone of his voice, the way his fingers lingered on certain items. To outsiders, it may look obsessive, but to ARMY, it is love. One fan wrote, "When Taehyung shows us his perfume and melatonin, it's like he's telling us how he survives. This is him saying, 'I'm human and I'm okay. That's all I need.'" Another posted, "People who don't stan BTS will never understand why a bag reveal can make me cry. But to us, it feels like family. It feels like he's coming home."